Hi guys, welcome back to the GVH Football Show. It's a Friday, the 24th of October 2025, and it's another day, another set of interesting games of football set to come our way, both domestically but also continentally. And once again, I do have Godson Ocira with me here. I mean, you're on a roll here. 1 week, twice on the GVH Football Show.
You need to
Thank you so much.
You need to officially hire me. It looks like you love my services. It looks like your followers love my services. Yeah, but I'm delighted nevertheless. I'm delighted to be here. I love it all the time. If I'm talking about something I love, and in this case it's football. So yeah, let's do it.
And you talked about how this is what actually gives you some money to spend on nice clothes, nice shirts, roof over your head, and food. So it is a no-brainer. But thank you so much for the invitation, for accepting the invitation once again.
No problem, no problem.
Well, today big one, as we have both continental domestic football. First of all, 2 games domestically, Mbarara Chitara, as well as Sports Club Villa and Police Football Club. Your quick take on those 2 games later on today.
Yeah, quickly, we've got that Western derby between Kitara FC and Mbarara City FC. That derby Kitara have not won against Mbarara City yet, ever since that derby started. Majority of the results end up in draws, and so I expect the game not to be very eventful. 2 sides sitting back and trying to look for the bragging rights, but trying to avoid the other from scoring. So this game, given the situation at Mbarara City, they are also trying to rebuild. They have lost a couple of their key players. The same with Kitara, they lost almost the entire first team, and they're trying to figure out how to compete this season with very many new faces. I expect this game to end in a draw, really, even if Kitara FC are hosting this game at the Royal Park in Butema. Okay,
and of course Sports Club Villa also looking for their first victory of the season against Police Football Club, who look a revived side.
Well, Sports Club Villa conned us. They conned us in the FUFA Super 8, being very brilliant, and we thought, okay,
they're going to be the team to beat this season.
They should be the team to beat. Very nice style of play, watchable football, really, really good stuff being done by the Serbian there. But then they've blown hot and cold so far. This is the 4th game of the season, and they need to find a way of winning. Again, is the Police FC side that also beefed up their squad. They have some key names, some experienced players within the team. I think it's going to be more difficult a job for Villa than it looks on paper. Look at the way Police came back against NEC FC.
That was a very good comeback. One of my comebacks of the season so far.
Yeah, that was a good comeback. NEC FC was playing at the Slaughterhouse Stadium. That's how they prefer to refer to their stadium. But with about 5 or so minutes to go, Police FC were able to score 2 goals to win a point away from home. So if Police come with that determination to Kadiba against Sports Club Villa, who are missing some key players like Arnold Odong. Yesterday I was able to peep their training session, and Patrick Akande was training alone. I'm not so sure about his fitness. I haven't seen him
so far this season.
I'm not so sure about his fitness ahead of this game. So now already those are some key players that will be missing. So I think it's going to be a difficult game. Police FC will have a say on this game. But yes, Sports Club Villa, as usual, should be strong enough because, FUFA Stadium Kadiba is their home ground, and they have got to find a way of winning there. So it is a more difficult game than many people see it to be.
Well, I expect that one to be quite good. I'll be taking a look at how that game will be unfolding at FUFA Stadium Kadiba later on today. Now, shifting from that goes on continental football. When we talk about the CAF Champions League or CAF Confederations Cup, these are 2 of the competitions that every club in Africa wants to be a part of, that players want to participate in. And just being at the Premier League stage alone, it gives you an opportunity, gives you hope that you could be able to go there. For Uganda, our representatives this year, the CAF Confederations Cup, unfortunately, NEC Football Club couldn't make it past the first preliminary round. Really underwhelming maiden
a disappointing maiden appearance for NEC. They think they could have done better if they did certain things better, but it is what it is. They're out of it, and our focus is only on one team now.
Vipers Sports Club, CAF Champions League. They're the preliminary round, and any team from the first stage is assured of $100,000 and of course, depending on how far you go, that prize money also improves. For NEC Football Club, first money round, they have 100,000 US dollars. If they go to the group stages, that's even much more money. So mind-boggling figures we're talking about. But for Vipers, I mean, their chance of going to the group stages, it now looks quite slim. On Sunday here, they played the first round of the first leg of this, their second round fixture against Power Dynamos, lost 2-1. Really underwhelming result for them. Today they're in the second leg in Zambia. Zambia has celebrated their 61st independence against Power Dynamos. They'll be taking them on. Well, can they be able to bounce back from that 2-1 defeat? What are the chances? How does the team look? And what's the probability that they can climb this mountain, go over it, and go to the group stages?
Well, anything is possible in football. I've seen teams come back from 3-0 deficits. I've seen teams come back from 4-0 and still go through. But we need to analyze the possibility. We need to analyze the possibility of this happening. Vipers is 2-1 down. The question is, can they be resilient enough? Can they fight hard enough to overturn this deficit going away from home, given the fact that on the African continent, the away goal rule still works. The away goal rule still works in that
makes it tricky.
A team visits you, they score more than you. Those two goals that Vipers conceded against Power Dynamos at home will be very, very costly for them. It has made the mountain very high to climb. The stakes are high, and Vipers have got to pray for a miracle. As they work hard, they've got to pray for a miracle. This game will call for true test of character. It will call for resilience, defensive prowess, striking prowess, including the game management. The most important thing that Vipers will have to consider going into this game is their game management. Why? Because you're 2-1 down, you're going away from home, you want to win the game, but at the same time you want to avoid conceding goals, because the more you concede, the harder the job becomes. So Vipers will find themselves, within the dilemma of how do we manage this game? How do we score them but prevent them from scoring? How do we go forward but not neglect the defensive duties that we have to uphold tight? So it's going to be a tricky situation, and if Vipers tick that box of game management well, then we can see a potential comeback in this game. But if they fail to figure out how to attack and yet avoid conceding, then it could be a bloody nose. It could be a bloody nose for Vipers Sports Club in this game.
That we have 90 minutes to be classified, and we will do it. Thank you very much.
Talk about that confidence from the head coach, and how important to play, of course, in this
Listen,
game.
as a coach, you can't look into the camera and tell the nation and the supporters that
it's a tough task.
There is no positive you saw from the game. You need to instill confidence, even when you don't believe in what you're saying. You need to say it anyway, and we hope that the players help you back up what you said. So I want to understand that it is against that background that I made that statement. It's hard to see a positive, especially if you're home and you let, you
lost that game.
You let go of very many chances. You have chances that go begging, and then you lose the game. I feel like they have the job they have to do is more difficult. It's more difficult given the fact that Zambia is celebrating her independence today, and everyone is home. The Power Dynamos is one of the most well-supported teams in Zambia. It's a traditional team, for that matter. So people will be home. It's a public holiday, and they will show up for this game.
And it's a Friday.
Remember, it is the Champions League, so it ceases to be a matter of just club football. It is a national interest, a matter of national interest. Citizens of Zambia will show up to support the nation being represented by a football club, which will make it very difficult for them, for Vipers. So that would be the head of the state probably, or the FA president will be asking for an Independence Day gift, a win. Winning alone is not enough, but by how many goals do you win as Vipers to progress to the next round? 1-0 is not enough, because you will have
disadvantage of the away goal.
Exactly. So that's what I think. I think it is a complicated job for Vipers.
And Zambia, Power Dynamos remains the only team from Zambia to have won a continental tournament. They won the CAF Confederations Cup back in 1991. I think when it was still called the Africa Cup Winners' Cup, or something of the sort.
Back in the day.
So they remain the only Zambian team to have won a continental tournament, and so they have not made it to the group stages of the Champions League before, despite the fact that they've had 4 appearances in the preliminary stages. So this is huge for them. It will be very huge for the club.
Yeah, it's very huge.
And for the nation.
For our Vipers, they've been there before. For their maiden edition, they were there in 2022, and Power Dynamos wants to achieve the same feat.
Yeah.
So they're going all in for the history.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so that is one part. Now, just before, of course, we close off the conversation, I want to take a peek at some of the other games that are happening across the continent. Orlando Pirates have been nominated as one of the best for the award for one of the best clubs on the African continent for 2025. But looks like they might be heading for the awards without being on the continent, because in the preliminary round, first leg of the second round against the DRC club Lupopo, Saint Area Lupopo something, they lost 3-0 away from home. They go to Orlando, having to come back. If Vipers had a tough time, this also looks like a tough task for Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, every time I keep thinking that the job is complicated for Vipers, I think, okay, it's very complicated for Orlando Pirates. Now, this is time for Orlando Pirates to prove that the nomination is correct. The nomination as one of the best
clubs in Africa for this year. It's time for them to show that, yes, the nomination is correct and they are there for a reason. Can they come back from 3-0 deficit? Yeah.
Can they overturn that result? If they do that, that is an early Christmas gift for the club. I don't think there will be any moment of joy that will beat that this year. They have been in the Champions League before.
They were the semi-final
last
season.
edition. So you understand that they have all it takes to go far in this. But again, you ask yourself, how did they concede 3 goals? How did they let in the 3 goals?
And it was interesting. I was reading about it. Some of the South, because it wasn't aired on TV, some of the South Africans don't know how the game unfolded. There's a notion that they scored 3 goals, which were cancelled for offside. Though the coach of Lupopo now in South Africa said that is not true at all, and they are refuting any of those claims. But that's the question. Nobody understands, because it wasn't broadcast on TV, how they conceded 3 goals. It's interesting.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It is really tough. But for the pedigree, for their history in the Champions League, for the big club they are, you try to compare that situation with the Vipers, and you feel like even if Orlando Pirates are 3-0 down, you think they can more possibly pull off a comeback than you can think for Vipers.
Yeah.
But wow, what a situation it is for them.
Big situation there for Orlando. Meanwhile, Mamelodi Sundowns, they won 5-1 their first leg, and heading the second leg to play Remo Stars. Looks like foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's a done deal. That's a done deal. It's a gone case. I don't see any way Mamelodi Sundowns can bottle that. I do not see any way they can bottle that.
On the other hand, we'll have Pyramids Football Club, the champions. Well, for them, they'll be playing their first leg this weekend, actually, against Ethiopian Insurance. And then later they'll be playing their second leg, because Ethiopian Insurance had issues with hosting the first leg, so it didn't actually happen. So they'll be playing the first leg against them later this weekend. But interesting and fascinating games coming up on the continent, and we'll be bringing you details right here at the DVH Football Show. Still waiting for Sports Connect, Simply Sports Godson. Sports Connect live.
Yeah, exactly. Give it a few days. We are. The first content will drop by end of business today. Yeah. Something to remind the viewers that we are back, and then we will continue from there. But yes, Sports Connect Live is back big and better.
Yeah.
You will see it very soon.
Yeah, they do have a YouTube page, so you can go up and check it on their YouTube page. But it's a fine Friday for Godson. So far, it's been rainy in Uganda, but as per now, it's a fine morning, Friday morning. And what are you up to this weekend?
I just want to chill and relax and enjoy myself. I will start off with it this evening. Yeah, me and my comrades will be getting together for what we refer to as game night, where we shall be playing, you know, those board games, card, Ludo, Scrabble. We'll be playing, you know, FIFA. You know,
How good a FIFA player are you?
PS4. I'm a work in progress. But
what was the result of your last FIFA match?
Well, I don't remember.
FC match.
I don't remember having more than one win. But I am so good against big sides because I typically sit back and wait for them. I have a better game against big teams, big players than against
the average players.
Yeah, against average players. So because against big sides, I know that I really have nothing to offer in that game except sitting back and waiting for them and defending.
I play a defensive game against the good FC players.
Yeah.
I had a career in FC actually, but it's been a while. I gave up. I hung up the pad.
Why? That was so early. That was so early. You need to come back and enjoy somewhere. But yeah, I think I have to take it more seriously. I've not been serious about, intentional about really progressing and learning and giving it time. But I think the more I do it, the better I will become. So I'll give it some time. I'll give it some time.
It's gone so far. People actually getting scholarships for playing video games nowadays.
Almost everything is being commercialized these days. Anything. You're good at PS, you're good at.
So actually, I think parents, if you see your child playing video games, don't say he's wasting time, because there are actually departments that you can get free education for being very good at video games.
Yeah, exactly. Look, African parents look at it differently. They think it's time wasting and you're being distracted and so on and so forth. But I wish they could look at it from a commercial point of view. That, you know what? Well, my child has chosen to, you know,
esports.
Give this kind of video games time. Now let him, if he loves it so much, let him seek to be the best in it, so that we can see the monetary outcome from it in the future. As you say, they need maybe some examples of success stories. But everything can be commercialized at the moment, and you can earn from anything you do as long as you're good at it.
Okay, indeed. It looks like as well when I get my son, I think it will be a PS11 or something at that time.
By the time.
Give it to him. Let's see how good you are here in the field and on the console.
It depends on what your wife will have to say about it anyway. I think your wife will be African, and so it depends on what she will say about it. If she looks at it as a distraction to his schooling,
that may not be a route you're going.
Then that you may not take that step, because I mean, women are always right. So
I'll have to educate her on that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, it's a weekend. Have yourselves a very good weekend, and stay connected, and we'll be able to bring you all the latest news right here on the GVH Football Show.